Good evening everyone and welcome to another tournament stream. Woo! Today I will be streaming the first day of the round robins for you. And honestly, we've got quite a group ahead of us. Well, it's not actually a group. This is top 8 for the EU server. We've got Appa, BPS, Jokes, Iqba, Pink, Raid, Serenity and another BPS. Basically, we should just call them Split, Renry and Gravitas to make it clear. But they're both BPS. And tonight we will be following Serenity, and Serenity will go up against BPS Gravitas and against Iqba. So, honestly, quite excited to see that. It should definitely be fun. The room is up, but there's a 3-minute delay on this stream, so I am waiting for the room time to drop below 3 minutes before we go into that. And that is to avoid people being able to stream snipe. Also, fair warning, there are no rewards for watching this stream. Basically, the only reward that you get is the epic gameplay that you get to see. I was hoping that Wargaming would put these streams in a portal with, like, rewards and all, but apparently that's not the case, and only the actual final stages will have that. So, that's basically house cleaning out of the way. Also, apologize for any brain derps that I might have, names that I pronounce wrong and all of that. Basically, I'm not having the best days, so finding words can be difficult. And yeah, that means that I might absolutely noob out in my commentary. So let's hope that that won't be as bad as I fear it might be. Another house cleaning thing. By all means, speak whatever language you want in the chat as long as it is polite and civil. Just know that unless it is English, I have no idea what you're saying. So if you want me to respond to anything or you have any questions, please ask it in English. Even if you just use Google Translate, that will still be better because I can't read Cyrillic at all. So yeah, that's basically it. We're almost ready to actually go into the room. And there we go, we're below 3 minutes so we can go in there. Woohoo! Like I said, we have BPS versus Serenity. Both teams, well, we're missing a player on the other side, on BPS's side. But Serenity is all completely ready. And they're taking a Sheridan, 2 Kranwagens, 3 Type 71s and an LT. And Gravitas is so far taking a Type 71, 2 E5s, an IS4 and 2 Sherons for Camp Stella. So that's going to be interesting. They've got just under 2.5 minutes left to ready up. Also, fair warning thing, like I usually say when during the it's not actually fair warning, it's not the right term. That's why I said words are hard today, you know. Anyhow, basically during the qualifiers I always said I don't expect serious gameplay. It's not really hanging on that yet. It's strongest versus weakest, so their opponents will generally always be weaker, so they don't have to worry that much. In this case, this is where every point counts, and the top 8 that we have now is pretty much one of the strongest we've ever seen. So I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here, and yeah, how it all going to go down. Now, Gravitas has their 7th member there. They're not readied up yet, but with 1.5 minutes left to go, there's still time. And there you go, he goes and takes an LT. So now we just need to wait for the match to begin. Camp Stella, of course, interesting map on its own. I don't mind it in randoms, I do mind it in tours, because generally we get like very stalemate gaming there, and that's just not as much fun. But overall, I am looking forward to the matches itself. Round robins, for me, these stages are always the most fun, because there's a lot riding on it, but also like it's now best of 7, meaning that the team that reaches 4 victories first is the one that gets the point. And like it works in points, but at the same time there's enough best of games, so to speak, there to make it interesting. Like if it's a best of 3, then a lot is dependent on luck and RNG. When it's best of 7, you basically you skip that stage, and that's why you get like this lovely you get a good score because of that, because it's much more fair than best of 3 would ever be, or even best of 5. So I'm definitely a fan of the best of 7 thing, even though like it can be a bit of a pain for us streamers, because we have a lot to stream generally. But this season, to be fair, I'm only following one server, and that definitely helps with managing to cope with it all, honestly. I'm actually moving next week, in 9 days to be exact, so things are a little bit stressful. I do regret not being able to stream NA or Asia, because they deserve showing off just as much as these lovely guys do. But yeah, here we go into the battle. It would help if we actually loaded in. Dun 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 dun. Just waiting for us to get into the battle. It can be a bit tricky, and especially like I updated my game earlier tonight, and for some reason it just never likes that very much, and then it slows down, and the battle might have already started. I'm just hoping. Oof, there we go. We only missed a few seconds there, not too bad. Da Silva heading into the middle, but going towards base A. Nagibator on the other side, taking a position where they might just spot each other. He will want to see, and at the same time Da Silva wants to see who is camping. First shots have been fired. Lego and Silva, Lego and Solaure, that's how you would pronounce it in Dutch anyway. Solu, let's go with that. Both taking a big hit there. Nagibator hightailing it out of there. And now we have Destiny on top of things with the Silva there. Solu holding at the back. Shots are being fired. Keiko taking a little bit of a hit there. And another one. You have Taco bzz bzz, shooting people from the other side. Lands another hit into Spidey. And the thing is that they will be spotted for 20 seconds now. And that is a big difference. 6K, who if I remember right, is Gassio. Now holding, gets spotted though. Has been hit, now will also be spotted for 20 seconds. And that's always a big disadvantage. That's where the LT can be highly effective. That being said though, no team has actually taken a base. And now we have BPS crossing over. Ooh, that shot misses. Da Silva gets shot. Taco decides to not want to be there, which probably is a good call with the two Sharons there, which can basically, they can pack a wallop like that. Ukolova taking shots at Da Silva. And now we have Flytix arriving at the back. Oh, he is getting pushed into the line of fire. He does not even get a second shot in. Keiko also losing quite a bit of HP. Destiny literally dropping down to deal with him. Gassio also losing more HP as he drops down. Destiny takes out Keiko. Is now being shot. Ooh, that shot not penning. 6K is almost gone. Radikos. There goes 6K. Destiny holding at the edge there. Lego and Alpha are both taking some hits as they make their way over. But there's 3 guns disadvantage for BPS here. Now we have tackles arriving, making it full guns disadvantage. And tackles is just going to steadily farm here. This was a beautiful game, to be honest. And it's actually Ukolova pushing forwards like that. Nagibator gets taken out. But the LT pushing forward that way actually cost him the game here. Because even though it was a good move, basically Serenity just responded to that brutally. Tackles and Flytix versus Radicals here. Radicals wanting to hug a little bit. He's the last one left. Da Silva giving Tackles a little boost there. But there he goes. And the first game is for Serenity. And what a game. That was actually just lovely to see that, like, the movement that's why I love these games. That's why I love top 8. That's why I adore the round robins. It just makes things a lot more interesting. In the meantime, I'm trying to follow what's being said in the chat because I'm seeing some people get yeeted. But I fully trust my mods and they're free to mute anyone they want if people are not civil or polite. Let's see, just under a minute left to go before we go into the second game of this best of 7. And we have Gravitas now ready with 3 E5s, a Type 71, a 215B, a Vickers and a Sheridan. And on Serenity's side we see 1 Sheridan, 4 Type 71s, an LT and 1 Kranwagen this time. And let's see what's that going to bring us. I like the E5s being used, to be honest. Oh, it used to be like literally my favorite tier 10. And I've got like still I think the most battles in it in any tank. That being said though, I've rarely driven it for years. Ever since they removed the cupola, the tank is just not as much fun in any way, shape or form. So let's see. Dun 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 dun. Hopefully, there we go. Hopefully we will load in a little bit faster this time around. That would generally help with things. Also like that BPS Gravitas is just not bothering with ranking up the tanks. But at the same time when you get these camos, that does look absolutely lovely. I think Wargaming did a pretty good job with those. That being said though, rank should not cost credits or free XP in my opinion. You should earn them just by gaming. And we have the silver heading towards Citadel, whereas BPS is not going there at all, overlooking base C instead. But Tacos does not spot them, and they do not spot Tacos. Radicals does get spotted though. First shot has been fired, now the silver has been spotted. And immediately takes a hit for that. And another one. And now he's deciding not to be there anymore, which is probably a good call. They're still shooting his position. And if he'd still been there, he would have been very low on HP by now. Alpha still holding. Keiko taking it pretty forward, but that was a blind shot there. Well done. So now Serenity is a little bit at a disadvantage HP wise. Nearly 2k to be exact. That being said though, I was just gonna say no bases have been kept. And 6k isn't going to have a base either. The silver deciding to not be there anymore. While we have the 2 Type 71s holding. They're trying to bait each other. But now Serenity has base A. They're trying to get base C, but like usual, that is a trap. And they can't see the Vickers, who is wisely not shooting them. They have the point advantage, so they don't necessarily need to take the risk. Which they don't, they're preserving HP instead. Shots are still being fired. Base B is uncontested. And basically we have some people spotted, a little bit of HP being lost overall. But Serenity has the point advantage so far. They just need to keep their non-armor tanks alive. This is basically always like, there's not much happening right now. I suppose I could flip through positions. We have Ukolova now going up the hill, hoping to get shots. Lego going back towards their spawn. And Ukolova climbing further up the hill here. See, this is why I dislike Camp Stella. Because there's not a lot happening. Them is spotted. Now Destiny is as well. But he's the only one that has been spotted. But I think that they can guess that there will be more people there. Keiko has been spotted. Them has not at the moment, but they are trying to cap base B. And that is a big disadvantage. They cannot allow that to happen. Radicals has been spotted. Does not get reset. Ooh, he gets reset at the very last second. But it costs Alpha a lot of HP. It is basically a trap. Flytix losing a little bit of HP. Serenity pushing 6k here. But 6k has help. He's not alone. And he's got the high ground. Destiny not looking too healthy. Base B being capped again. Ooh, nice troll shot. But Destiny is very low on HP right now. Ooh. That shot not penning. Flytix now also low on HP. We have the 215B. And Solu basically farming there. And now we have a very healthy Keiko arriving. Radicals gets taken out. They're going to lose guns over here though. Base B is being kept. Flytix not too healthy. Neither is Destiny. They made him turn around. And that's the first gun gone. Flytix not going to survive for much longer. Lego is not healthy either. There goes Flytix. There goes Ukolova. There goes Lego. It is 4v4. Alpha potentially in a tricky position. But that being said, Serenity has 2 bases. If they survive, oof, big hits there. If they survive, and we now see Nagibator, ooh, not necessarily chasing. Alpha still alive. 90 more though. 850 points for Serenity. Them might not survive either. They're trying to focus on the Sheridan, because that is the biggest threat for Da Silva actually. And there's only 2 guns left for Serenity now. That being said though, these 3 are not too healthy. And as long as Da Silva survives, this is a big risk to take. He does not need to take that risk. And he takes a big hit for that. And Tagos is still alive, is still moving. Big hit into Da Silva there. And he gets rammed to death, but with that kill, they still made it. That was so oof. Wow. What a game though. That was basically Serenity had the disadvantage there, but because they capped that base B, all they needed to do was keep someone alive and make sure to use the base cap there. Tackles staying out of things made this possible. 2-0 so far for Serenity. No real pressure just yet because it is a best of 7. Like I said before, that means the team that reaches 4 victories first is the one that is through. And on the other side, BPS will need to, well, get back on their feet, basically. We know they're an epic team. This is the thing. Like, with these things, with the games that we've just seen, Serenity does seem to domineer. But that being said, we know that Gravitas is an epic team and anything can happen. This is not your standard run-of-the-mill battle that you've got. This is top 8. And that's saying a lot too. Let's see. 30 seconds left to go. BPS now ready with 3 Type 71s, a Badger, an E6, an LT, and a Kranwagen. And on the other side we see 4 IS4s, 2 60TPs, and 1 Kranwagen for Serenity. As we go to Dynasty Sprawl as our second map for tonight. The thing is that also, like, the games tend to be a little bit longer, and I'm also a fan of that because, like, the next match begins 55 minutes from now, and I'm very happy to not have, like, a lot of waiting time in between, which could still very well happen, mind you, but would be very happy to not have waiting time there. As a streamer, I'm always hoping for tiebreakers. Because that's just basically, you're here for the 2 games, not for me showing replays. Though I do have some fun ones, to be fair. Let's see, we're loading in slow again. But hopefully not too slow. And let's see. There we go, you made it perfectly in time even. I'm not the only one loading in slow. Lovely little camos there. And we have Serenity splitting up between the base C-ish area in the middle. And basically BS doing the same thing. Okulova spots the IS-4 and the Kranwagen and decides they don't really want to be there anymore. And with the way that they were spotted, they will know who is there. Base C is being taken. That is a risk. But at the same time, Spidey is not being spotted. Radicals lost a little bit of HP. Base A being capped now to make up for the loss of points that they've got so far. With BPS capping base C. 6K being very forward here. And basically Gravitas is moving in to dominate the C side of the map. Now going after Flytix. That being said though, we have half of Serenity at the back there. And they are now... Oh! Look at the Radicals losing so much HP so quickly. Flytix not looking too healthy though. And Spitfire's in the middle also in trouble. More big hits happening. Spitfires has been taken out. And there are low HP guns, but they're not being taken out. We now have Lego and Alpha moving in. Because they need to take those kills. Radicals and Spit. We have a Spitfires and a Spit D. That's not confusing at all. 6K being focused on. He takes out Flytix. Tackles has been taken out. And now we have a gun advantage for Serenity. No, well, no, it's actually even Stevens again. When it was for BPS at that. Lego in trouble. Oh, bounces that shot as well. He's tracked at the moment. Destiny pushing in, but now there goes Lego. Base A is being capped. Base B has been capped. As long as BPS keeps their guns alive. Oof. Kran almost gone. Does not have the best DPM, but Da Silva gets taken out there. As does Solu. It is 2 versus 3. Mind you that the LT is still very much alive. And now we have a Badger and an LT versus an IS-4. Who can't really do anything against this onslaught. This is very well played by BPS. The advantage that they took with base C. despite the trap that Serenity had laid in their spawn, and I think that maybe they just reacted to, basically sprung their trap just a little bit too slow. Because there wasn't much between these teams right now. It could have gone either way. Fantastic game. Very clever. And look at this, the damage that Keiko did. Like, I know that in tools, damage is only part of the story. Generally, it doesn't matter. But in this case, when you get 5.4k damage, that is rare for tournaments as well. Especially since he was hardly camping at the back. It wasn't that kind of TD battle either. 1 minute, 12 seconds left to go before we go into the 4th match of this best of 7. BPS getting back on their feet. And we have Serenity now ready with 3 IS-4s, 2 T57 heavies, a mouse and a kranwagen, versus 4 IS-4s, a Badger, a VK-72 and a Patchat. They do keep that one light in there, which can be very handy when you need to run around camp bases, even though the energy spill is quite a small map. Dun 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 dun. Honestly, it's nice to see different choices again, like not whole. Here are our Type 71s, just count them out, there will be around 14 of them. But look at this. This might be the first battle in tools that I've seen in a very, very, very long time that does not have a single Type 71 there. That's beautiful. There's hope. Let's see. Into the game we go. And let's see. Serenity focusing on the base A side. The T57 heavies keeping at the back. IS-4s pushing. Whereas we have BPS Gravitas. God, my camera controls will be a bit daft there. Moving into the middle. Destiny taking a hit, but so does Keiko. That being said though, we have the mouse behind him. But he seems very much alone. And I think that that is what they're hoping. Is he seriously hiding behind a tree? He attempted to. Mouse getting shot at. But they might be in trouble here. This is tricky though. Base A has been capped. So in that way, Serenity has an advantage. Base C is now being capped. The mouse is bouncing shots nicely. Da Silva takes a hit there. As does Flytix. But they do reset that cap. And that gives them a greater point advantage. Solu still capping. Radicals is there, wanting to take the shot. And Serenity is not falling for it again. And we have Tackles and Alpha holding in their spawn. Spit there to absorb if need be. And Destiny pulling back slowly but surely. They do not know where the clippers are, and that's a big, big thing. Because basically, when you want to push somewhere, you want to know where the tanks are. And right now, there's about 100 points in between. In favor of Serenity here. That would have been amazing if that had gone in. $6K does get that shot in though. We have Spitey holding behind the building there. And again, Gravitas dominating the base C area. But not pushing. Da Silva gets spotted. Shots are being fired. Now Spit eats one. And they are waiting for each other to peek. So you can get that shot in. That's one of the things that can be so lovely about this map. These little ditches. And they know that something is happening. They're calling attention to the blue spawn. Fly ticks in the middle. Holding. The Silva. They know that the Batchat is there. They know he's been spotted because of that. B being kept. This is a trap. And they need that base reset. But they don't really dare to. Because now Flytix is being eaten alive slowly but surely. Base B is theirs. And Serenity seems a little lost here. They are now farming. And we have the T-57 heavies moving in. Going after the Badger. Ooh, that didn't go. There you go. A little bit of fire always helps. Da Silva not looking too healthy, but Spidey goes down first. Base B now being capped. Destiny being shot as he tries to get out of there. And basically all they need to do is just hold. Base A is being stolen. Base B is being capped. And they are going after Solu there. Who gets tracked. But that being said, they will soon be out. And then the T-57 heavies need to reload again. They're not going to get that base. Destiny is not going to survive another reload from Ukulova there. And there's nothing he can do. He does get a kill before he gets taken out though. B is being taken. A has not been kept. Nagibator has been killed as well. And now we have Radicals being set upon by those T-57 heavies. Lego gets taken out. We already hit 1k points. And that shot no longer counts and didn't hit the ground rather than the tank. And Serenity has the game again. But that was ridiculously close and ridiculously chaotic, not gonna lie. Very well played again. Look at the damage spread though. Like, both teams had a nice damage spread. And of course, yeah, Serenity did the more damage. I think that basically PPS not pushing harder on the other side when those T-57 heavies came in. I'm not sure how that happened, but they survived far longer. Because yes, they have some true armor, but not that much. And when they can just lay down their clips like that, oof. And there we go. Less than a minute left to go before we go into the 5th battle of this best of 7. Serenity now going back to the Type 71s, but only 2 of them. Together with a 113, 2 60Bs and 2 Kranwagens. As we are getting ready for Middelburg. No fast tanks, so one of the heavies will spawn in the hills. And on the other side we see, let's see, 3 Type 71s, 2 VK72s, a Sheridan and a Kranwagen. So there we know Ukulova is going to be spawning in the hills and the rest should, I believe, spawn in the town. That is one reason why us streamers tend to take a light, because our tank choice actually affects spawns. So if I were to take a heavy to spectate, that will also mean that they will basically have another heavy spawn in the hills. That's why, and it's always easier for a light to get back to the spawn that they need to be than for a heavy to do that. So that's why, generally speaking, we streamers always need to take a light tank. Because those are the only ones that are guaranteed to spawn in the mat spawn, let's say. Let's see. Let's see who spawns in the hill as well. We're loading in late, of course. First time onto the map. Tends to do that. And there we go. We're actually in time for the countdown. Let's see who's there. It's Spit, who actually has like the super speed boost, so that's not that bad a thing, I think. So we have Ukolova now going for a spotty spot, which is something that we have seen. Flytick's got blind fire shot there. But the rest makes it into the hills. No. They do get spotted, Lego and Flytick's. And of course, Ukolova is not alone. We have the Silva in town, backed up by Destiny there. But most teams are like in the hills. Most of the teams, I should say. Now we have Serenity moving into the hills. They don't know that it's actually Ukolova that is spotting. But Lego is pushing in, wanting to take that cap. Base B is being protected. Nagibator does get spotted over there. But overall, Ukolova now spotting Da Silva. Shots are being fired. Destiny stays hidden. Da Silva takes a big hit there though. And he is holding. The VK-72's all the way at the blue spawn. And Ukolova is hightailing it out of there. And I think they kind of know that there's going to be a trap there with Nagibator and now Solo also being spotted there. Most of Serenity's strength is in the hill. And now we have one of the VKs rotating back. Whereas Ukolova is joining things in the hill again. Base B is not being capped. No one seems interested in capping it either. Even though it might be 3 points for Serenity days. Because they don't know where everyone is. They don't know where those VKs are. They don't know if they can safely cap it. And we're basically like in a stalemate here. Because literally nothing is happening. Everyone is holding in their respective spots. HP wise there's about 400 in between the teams. But BPS has a point advantage. Nagibator goes to town. Pun intended. And now we have Da Silva going for the cap. But not even. He hightails it out of there. Does get shot for it. But they're not going for the cap. And this is kind of one of those games like he thinks that I think that he thinks that I think that he thinks that I think kind of thing. But at the same time, Lego now spotting in the bush with the 60p. And nothing is really happening. Shots are being fired. And they will have to take their base at some point. We're nearing 700 points for BPS. I can only imagine what's going on in the voice channels here. Now base B is being taken again. Da Silva not getting spotted for it. He's capping it very safely. Does not want to get spotted for it. Wiggles just a little bit. Takes the base. Blind shot happens. He knocks down the lamp there. And now we have Spitey and Ukolova making a move. Destiny. I don't think they know if the base is still protected or not. But now Serenity has the advantage here. Gun-wise. And my heart is beating in my throat. Spitey. There we go. Moving in. Takes a hit immediately. Shots are being fired as Silva is about to eat one. But so does Ukolova. And at the same time, Spitey gets reset again. Serenity is pushing on the other side. Lego. Oof, big hits into solo there. He is the preferred target. But Flytix is not looking too healthy either. And we have Lego trying to shield him. That's not going to be enough. Radicals actually takes him out. Spitey still surviving. The Silva is almost gone as well. There goes Nagibator. Base C is being kept. Oh, they're at 995 points. With that kill, they really needed that. And now, Serenity Alpha is not going to survive this. And that will make it Gravitas' game. That was so close, though. BPS going into the bases like that was absolutely needed. Fantastic. Like, honestly, guys, this is the games we signed up for, isn't it? That was so close, and it was so slowly building. Like, look at the damage between the teams. These are not full damage game by a long shot. This was a points game, and it was clever. And now it is 3-2 as you get ready for the second game on the Middelburg. Anything can still happen, but Serenity is up for potential match point. They already were, mind you. But they only need to win one more to make it. And BPS will have to win 2 more in order to get the point for this matchup. 1 minute and 6 seconds left to go. And BPS is now ready with 2 VK90s rather than the 72s. 3 Type 71s. A Badger again and a Sheridan. And on the other side, we see 1 Type 71 so far, 2 Kranwagens, 2 IS4s, and 2 60 TPs. Oh, I love these games, though. This is exactly the kind of stuff that I want to see. Like, when it's that close, and it's really like, in this case, I don't like the stalemate part of the thinking what he's thinking, what I'm thinking, what he's thinking, what I'm thinking, etc. But when you have it like this, and everyone is trying to outthink each other, and then they have the presence of mind to actually go into that cap, even though it means leaving their teammates alone because they need to get those points and they need to keep the other team from getting points. I love that. I love it when it's that close. And let's see, here we go into the 6th game of this best of 7. Someone on the chat just told me to speak Russian and Ukrainian. It's not like I can learn a language in a split second. Anyhow, let's go up and away. We have Serenity. Ooh. Shots being fired both sides. Neither takes any damage. Base B is being taken. BPS taking no chances there. Ukolova going for the spotty spot. And base A is being left alone. But like, all of BPS minus 1 tank will all be there. And now we have Tackles who has been spotted. And this might be tricky here. Because now they have a point advantage already that will ever grow as long as Serenity does not cap a base. And I have a feeling that they're not going to get away with another base C cap. Spitfires is going to try that though. Let's see. Keiko. This seems more like a trap than anything else, to be honest. He does manage to cap further now. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Base A now being capped. And they do manage to cap base C. Cheeky. Spitey has been kept at bay. Base A has been kept in the meantime as well. And now we have the Silva in trouble with Gassio arriving and Ukolova running away. And he knows that his best chance is to just give chase. Because 6k is going to try and go for him. And now he's facing the right direction. And they're trying to shield each other. The Silva is in trouble. But they have a gun advantage in the hill now. And they have those 2 bases. Serenity in the hill is still holding. We're going to focus back on this 2 versus 3. Destiny losing some HP as well. But the Silva here is in trouble. And they have the 2 bases. And now we have help has arrived for the Silva in the form of tacos in the Kranwagen. And now we have basically fights happening all over the place. They need to take out that Sheridan. And now we have Da Silva who's just fired, and that might be a big mistake. No, he bounces that. He bounced that. There we go. There goes Da Silva as well. But Taka should have the advantage here. At the same time, we're going to try and fly over quickly. Destiny pushing around the back. Spit has pushed in. Lego has been taken out. Base C is being taken now by Solu. Radicals dealing with Destiny here. Nagibator very low on HP, but is basically left alone. Alpha saves his shot. Base C has been taken. Alpha not looking too healthy. We have Keiko. Oof, moving in. Radicals has been taken out. 930 points. 980 points. They have 1 base. Oh, they needed that shot to go in so bad though. And here we go. 1k points for Serenity, and they have the matchup. Again though, it's a thinking that I'm thinking, that they're thinking, that he's thinking. Ridiculous, but awesome. I love it. I love how close these games have been, honestly. Fantastic. And basically, I've sort of missed this. Because not just like the level of gameplay, don't get me wrong, but basically what I've been missing is this tactical gameplay that we used to see in EU all the time, but especially with the server merge, we kind of saw like the more aggressive playstyle from the XCIS server a lot more, and these were very tactical games, and honestly I absolutely loved it. Beautiful. Both teams, to be fair, absolutely beautiful. So now, let's just have a look. Do we have a score yet? Ooh, Iqba won their matchup. Who were they were up against? And they started versus APA. 4-1, oof. And Pink has won. Pink, also very epic team. I can't wait to see them as well, because I want to see, like, if they're pushed to their full limit, what they take. Oh my god. Like, the reason that I say that is that Spit Runnery has been, like, both the BPS teams have been so strong, and 4-1. That's quite the score. Of course, the games could have been epically close. I don't know that. I can't judge that without having seen them, I mean. So the one that we're waiting is Jokes versus Raid then. That's a score that we do not know. That is not known yet. So they're like, all the games are... That's a lot of games as well. Okay, actually need to... I'm clicking away too fast, honestly, because I want to see what time exactly is our next match. That is happening versus Iqba in about 20 minutes. So I've got some time for some lovely replays for you. Let's see what I ever got for you. I've got some lovely counter carrot games. Yeah, I'm gonna show off my own game first. Actually, I should be making a video with this, but like, there's so many fun tanks out there right now. And I'm kind of curious if we're going to see the counter carrot in... Basically, it's the Contra Caro, and I know it is. But the thing is, you have like the Caro and the counter Caro, Contra Caro, were tested at about the same time, so that became the carrot and the counter carrot. So contra carro, counter carrot, but technically speaking I should just say call it a minotaur probably. But yeah, absolutely love this tank. It is so much fun. And the thing is that it's very strong. I do not feel that it is OP. Because especially with the fact that the turret can't turn a full way around and all, that's definitely a big weakness for this tank. It's kind of like the E4 in that way, which also can't turn its turret the whole way. But I love the whole auto-reloading system. That's kind of like my cup of tea. So let's see. I actually forgot what this game was like, but I do know that the end result was like, yeah, I'm happy with that. But I think I ran around a lot. The thing is that, like, when I play TDs, I cannot do the sitting at the back at the red line and roasting marshmallows thing. I can't camp. It's not me. Hello, everyone, by the way. So I do eat one here, and I was like, okay, that's not a very promising start, but let's just push up because I can't really stay here or it's just going to farm me. And I know that the E4 is there somewhere. And this is the thing, like, you don't need to be fully aimed. I do land another one, and then basically the tank has a system that is called a reserve shell. If I were to fire now, then I would have a 22-second long reload to get my shell back. So you have to be very careful when shooting with this tank. Let's see. A little bit of fire is always helpful. And I don't mind shooting those first two shots if you know that after that you have the time to just reload in peace. And now I know that RE4 will be in trouble. We're going to be at a disadvantage here, so I decide to cross over. Because we have a juicy Leo there. Oh. And I landed that nicely. And then I just use the bridge for cover. And just as the spaghetti comes over, I can actually like reload in time and shoot him. Now I have a Type 71 that is coming up behind him. And basically he bounced all the shots on me, which is like, yeah, thank you for that. So we have 60 TP over there. And we have a poop barn over there. The poop barn is very, very large. That, of course, was a bit of a derp shot, so that's not very useful. Exactly, Mr. Nobody. He said this gameplay is the chess law. That's exactly it. My not actually hitting that shot is also not very... It started off badly and it's ending off not too well either. Nobody was being said in the chat. I have like 2 shots here that are just derp in the HE, which is useless. But I know that with him arriving there, I just take the shot anyway. And let the STB go in. If not for the fact that he basically just got stuck there somehow. But overall, this was a very lovely game. Cheeky game. Gained some nice rating points there, but casual 5k damage. I got more medals than this, but it was derping a little bit there. I do really like the tank though. It's special. In a both positive and negative way, to be honest. Let's see. Got some nice block damage. Well, I got 2 assisted damage. GG. Let's see. What else have I got? We got about 10 minutes left to kill with replace. So that might be 2 of them. Actually don't know which one this is. It's the tier 6, the Basotto. Basotto. It kind of sounds like risotto. This is always the thing, like I'm not too good with tank names. like the M6A2E1. Those are the kind of names that don't stick with me. But then you get names like Basotto, and it's fine. I just need to hear it a bit more often, see it a bit more often. I always remember that people always made fun of me for driving in sniper mode that much. At the same time, there's definitely perks to it, because my first shot of damage is almost always free damage. Because I will already be aiming and they still need to go into sniper mode and then start aiming when I get spotted or when I'm spotting them. Cheeky little thing, this. Kind of looks like an armored car with a top, to be honest. But yeah, one of the things that I've noticed with my playstyle is that basically as long as you stand still and you take your time for your shot and at least to aim, then you have a big advantage and your shot will almost always go in. But standing still is an absolute must there. That's a big tank over there. I mean, he's in a bit of trouble now. He wants to use the gun depression here. He still can't get that shot in. And he's in trouble, to be honest. And this is always a good thing. Never let them get behind you or phase you to death. He's shooting HE. Oof. He's losing HP quite quickly here, though. Nice little tracking shot. Nice. 1k assist damage so far. That is not helpful. He does get spotted for it too. Let's see. I mean, he's holding nicely. The shot can't go in that way. There we go. Oof. This is not looking... Oh my god, he missed! High roll? Nope. Ramming speed? Nope. Denied. He's got a friend, though. He's got good friends. Let's see. Got some nice assisted damage so far. There he is. That was a bit of a lag in the replay. But we'll take it. Oh, I can't believe that penned. That didn't hit. Don't think that hit either. Let's see. Apparently we're hunting down the SU, who should be dead soon. There he goes. Now it's just T-34 who is farming the Super Hellcat, who is probably AFK. Now he's just fired. Poof! Oof! No, the E1 gets him. And yeah, acing in the first week is generally easy, but it does show the tank quite nicely as well. This game took longer than I thought, to be honest. Lovely little ace. Let's see. Let me actually just check. This was 1200 HP exactly, so that's probably why it was an ace. I did post a screenshot on our clan server for this. So I'm kind of curious. I can't actually see what my basic speed was there. Oh well, not in those screenshots anyway. But yeah, it was a lovely little game. Let's see if we have a result yet for Raid versus Jokes. Jokes won, but with what score? Dun 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 dun. 4-3, that was a tiebreaker. Beautiful. See, this... There were no walkovers this matchup. The matchups that we've had have all ended in a 4-something rather than a 4-0. And I'm a big fan of that. So our next match is Serenity versus Iqba, so that's going to be interesting. Like, on the first day, there's not that much pressure just yet. Also, you have to keep in mind that basically there's like double round robins, I believe. So let's just have a look. Yeah, they all meet each other twice, which is why it takes some scrolling there. So it's an intense week because all of this happens in like a week time. EG got disqualified. Basically, quite a few clans did. Naughty stuff happened. I don't think there's ever been as much drama as there has been in this season. Yeah, okay, not the room yet that we're waiting for. But yeah, there's been lots and lots of drama. And basically, EG got disqualified along with like 3 other clans. Yeah, okay, technically speaking, they didn't lose all their cups, but they lost cups during one of the qualifiers, and that was enough to not even make top 32, I believe. So now we're just waiting for the room invite to be up. Should be soon. And then we can wait until we can actually go into the room. I'm not going to talk about who did what exactly, by the way. Because I know a bit more than most. And not all of it is public info. So yeah. Well, basically this event is going on as well. You can actually pay with your prem time here. Which I'm a big fan of. Because like... Here it's not too bad, but on my main account I've got like nearly 3k 3k days, which is a bit much. But yeah, that being said, I've got literally everything from that the thing has to offer except for 1 camo, so I'm going to aim for the camo and for the rest leave it be and stock up for the next one. Okay, so now we're back in the garage waiting for the room to drop below 3 minutes. We have got our old garage back. I missed the Halloween garage, that was actually so pretty. Of course, we got the Twister flags there. Technically, this is like the Blitz Ultimate Cup rather than Twister Cup. Though we'll get Twister back at some point, to be honest. But yeah, this is of course the Twister tank. As it says on the side as well. Got the Twister logo. Multiple ways there. And a little bulldog. I do like the whole Twister thing. I love offlines. It's amazing. I've been there 2 times now. And it's awesome. It's awesome to meet the people from multiple servers. The teams that you've been streaming for like ages and ages. And to just see them live. That is epic. But yeah. So I'm really hoping that next year that will happen again. And that I'll be privileged enough to be able to go as well, of course. But we'll have to wait and see. That will be up to Wargaming. And who knows, a lot can happen in a year. Maybe I won't even be streaming by then. Three and a half minutes left to go before the match starts. But half a minute left before we can actually go into the room. But yeah, on the official Discord server, there's the announcement with regards to tours and punishments and stuff like that. Let's see. 4 seconds left and then we can go into the room. This is like the boring part. I'm just waiting at this stage and just basically chattering on about useless things. But we are in the room now. We are going to go to Yukon for our first game in this best of 7 Serenity versus Iqba. Probably pronounced that all wrong, to be honest. It's probably pronounced like in a Cyrillic kind of way. But I legit have no idea, so Iqba it is. And we see the Type 71s making an appearance again for Yukon. Yukon is not a map that I actually quite like. It can be a bit predictable, but in randoms that's actually fine. Because you can you can turn the game to your hand basically. Whereas in tours that's quite a bit different. And in this case, because you have 4 bases, a lot depends on who goes where first and who spots whom first. So that will be fun to watch. And considering Iqba is a ex-CIS team, I'm kind of expecting some aggressive gameplay here. 1 minute and 42 seconds left before we go into the actual battle. Basically, it's a best of 7, so like before, the team that reaches 4 victories first has the point here. Today I'm probably not going to wait for all the matches stand, though of course I hope for a tiebreaker for this one and that all the other scores will be known by then. But that's besides the point. Basically, because there's nothing riding on this yet, it's, yeah, there's not much pressure just yet, and that makes it less interesting to just fill stream time just to make the, just to wait for scores basically. That's going to be a lot more interesting later on. So with 50 seconds left to go, Serenity is ready with 4 Type 71s, 2 60Bs and an LT versus 4 Type 71s, a 60B, a Grill, and potentially another 60 Type 71. There we go. 5 Type 71s versus 4 Type 71s. Oh my god, we're back to that again. I think a lot also depends on what you expect the other team to drive, and I think in this case, I wouldn't be surprised, and this is purely my assumption, but I am going to ask them about that later, if they went with this lineup expecting a rush from Iqba. Because the thing is that you're, when you play tours like this, you can play to your strengths or to your enemy's weaknesses. And it's kind of like, if you expect a team to do X or Y, you can either do your own thing or counter that. And in this case, I think, again, purely my assumption, that Serenity might be doing this in order to absorb more than play tactical. And let's see. Beautiful rank camos again. Tackles heading towards base B. On the other side, we have Dark Side heading towards base D to overlook it. Oh, and Tackles is actually not staying there. This is what I meant. Iqba pushing quite aggressively. Alpha is capping. Most of Serenity is still in or near spawn. Ready for that absorbing game that I was talking about. 60Ps are pulling back. And now we have Alpha being shot at, being focused on. And oh, this is Memcola losing a lot of HP there. They're stealing the base. They've taken 2 bases. Flytic's losing quite a bit of HP here. But they're going after Still Loving You, who is loving them from beyond now. Excellent tracking shot by Tackles there. Kame being focused on. This is exactly what I meant. Tokunami is getting focused on. Kame gets taken out. Now Tackles arriving there. Alpha finally goes down, but it took a very long time for that to happen. There goes Tokunami. 2 guns versus 3 guns have been taken out. Them. Oof. And there goes Memcola. Spit might be in a little bit of trouble there. Pulling back a little bit. And we have Psychopath being rushed here. Well, rushed. As much as heavies can rush each other. He's being shot slowly to hell. With Tackles taking care of it. Now we have Lego going after Varta there. Takes another hit. Darkside shoots Lego. Important bounce there. Tackles. Flytic's taking him out, and there we go. That was splash damage, I think. But the first game is for Serenity. And this is exactly what I was talking about. I'm actually hyped. What a game. This is I'm expecting them to do something. Let's prepare for that. I'm yeah, let's say 90% sure that was what it was. Oh, we have Peter on the other side streaming as well. There's like 11 streamers for the EU server, so basically everyone can follow a clan and have those stream only that clan for that night, and every match will be covered multiple times. My god, what a game. 1 minute and 12 seconds left to go. And then we will see what happens in this second game of Yukon. Serenity now ready with 4 Type 71s, 2 60Bs and an LT. And on the other side we see 4 Type 71s and 3 60Bs. Basically means that Tackles has to be very careful here. Hello everyone that's watching, by the way. I hope you're legit having as fun with these matches as I am, because I'm loving this. Like, today is so fun. This I've said it before, I'll say it again. This is why I stream top 8. This is why I stream tours. All the qualifiers are fun, but not as epic. And then you get these kind of matchup, and it's just like, oh, sit on the edge of your seat, nail biting kind of matches. And it's either really close or it's just so confident and smooth going, and I absolutely love it. And let's see, here we go. Into the second game of this best of 7. And again, anything can still happen. We've only had 1 game so far, but what a game it was. So we have Serenity heading towards the C and A area. And Tackles is going for a spotty spot. Base B is being kept. And I think they're hoping to get Tackles unaware. He does spot Darkside. And Kame is spotted. And he is still there. And there we go. Now they know that there's quite a few Iqba there. And he really needs to not be there. Hightail it out of there. And he does just that. Base A is also being capped, giving Serenity a little bit of an advantage here. Base B is protected. Base D is being capped. Lego. Shooting, but not penning. Basically, both teams have 2 bases. They need to be careful not to be out in the open too much. Serenity holding multiple places at once just to keep an eye on where Iqba might be going or might be stacking their tanks. And all the way at the back there, we've got 2 Type 71s at the waterfall. As basically Serenity only has a very slight point advantage here. And that's always a bit of a risk. Tackle's going for a spotty place. Not really wanting to be there, but just seeing if anything is happening there. Them is being very forwards and very alone there. That is very risky, guys. If he were to get spotted like that, he would lose a good chunk of his HP. And maybe that would be trouble. Tacos is rotating back. And now we have... This is very tricky though. Iqba stacking their tanks. Tacos does land that shot. Has to be careful. Them has been spotted. Warta. He basically got snuck up on. And this means that he definitely... Oh, he's losing quite a bit of HP. Serenity has to react to it. They have to push. And it's up to them who they push. But they need to push someone. And they're going after Memcola. Probably going to steal a base while they're at it. Not all the shots go in. And that's an issue on its own. Base B is being capped. Might still get decapped. It does not. 800 points for Serenity. Now you have 3 bases, but they did lose them. Big hits into Kame. Tokonami in trouble now. Serenity is moving in. Base C is being capped. Oof, Lego losing a whole lot of HP. Actually gets tracked as well. Is in trouble. Will get taken out. Does get taken out. Base C gets decapped. But now they're going after Alpha. Darkside. Oh, he survives by the skin of his teeth. Base C remains there. Stokonami gets taken out, but there goes Alpha as well. And now we have Kame and Da Silva doing a ring around the roses. He does take him out. And there we go. Serenity has his second game on points. Well, to be fair, they also had it on HP and guns, but this was a pretty chaotic match as well. And a lot more patient than the first. But in this case, it was also an outthinking game. With the fact that Serenity just did not go towards the base D area. Except for Tacos. To spot everyone. And so that they knew where they will be. Oof. Amazing. Again, these games though, damage-wise, not that much between them, but such clever gameplay. So now we have, basically, we're going off to Molendijk, which is probably my favorite map in the game. Absolutely love it. Not so much for the gameplay, but mostly for the graphics. It's just absolutely gorgeous. And let's see, Iqba now ready with 4 Type 71s, 2 60Bs and a Kranwagen. And on Serenity's side we see 2 60Bs, potentially 4 Type 71s and an LT. But that depends on what Flight Ticks and Spit are going to ready up in. 40 seconds left to go. And let's see. I always wonder if people like switch around their whatchamacallit, their equipment on the Type 71 to give it a different role, or if they generally stick with the same one. Ooh, tanks are being changed on the other side. 3 Type 71s Dekran, 2 60Bs and a Sheridan, versus 4 Type 71s, 2 60Bs and an LT. That's going to be interesting as well. Let's see where those fast tanks are going to meet each other. And here we go into the 3rd match of this best of 7. So far the games have definitely not disappointed. Like, none of the games we've had tonight have been anything less than beautiful. And let's see. We have Serenity heading towards the base C-ish area. Tacos heading towards the middle. Going for a spotty spot. And he does not really spot anyone there. Iqba, of course, going down the ramps instead of over the bridge. Now we have some people that have been spotted, as well as Tacos. And Tacos decide to not be there. First shots have been fired. Base C is being capped. Flytix losing HP here. In a bit of a tricky position as he is. Them also losing a bit of HP. Dark side has been spotted. But so far Serenity has... Oof, big hits into... Oh, and another one. And now we just might see Tackles chasing Dark side here. Because they can afford to do that now. He does spot him again. And that's a very good hit. And a very needed hit. Because now he's spotted for 20 seconds. Darkside will need some help. And we have Kame rotating back. But at the same time, Tackles now, he's not capping the base. Oof, them. Not looking very healthy at all. Memcola moving in. And now we have Lego being shot at. Memcola might have overextended here. Loses quite a bit of HP. Flytix turning around. Spit dealing with Psychopath in the middle. Memcola gets pushed and blocked, but pushed into the corner. Memcola gets taken out. There's a good corpse there that they will need. Them will get taken out as well. There he goes. And now we have Gabanchik. I'm not going to say the rest of that. Being focused on. Big hits into Alpha. Ooh, Tukanami taking a good hit there. Of course, we have Warta. Gabanchik has been taken out. Warta is going after Da Silva. Literally pushes him into the corner. Da Silva actually shooting other people. Gets to survive that. Only 2 guns left for Iqba. And again, this will be Serenity's game. Those shots on Dark Side were very much needed. Now we have Psycho arriving with 25 HP. There was a long distance ram. But Taco still gets the kill. I'm not sure what Flytix was doing there. Probably using Tacos as a meat shield there. Again, beautiful game. And I think a basically, Iqba just seemed a little bit lost. They weren't like really pushing it. Memcola just pushing in like that actually seemed to be the game changer there. And might have cost them the game. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the 4th game of this best of 7. And there's currently potentially a match point for Serenity here. If they win the next one, then they've got the point. Serenity now ready with 4 Type 71s, 2 60Bs and an LT. And on the other side we see 4 Type 71s, 2 Sheridans and potentially 1 60B. And there we go. That's the setup that we're going to go with. That's going to be interesting as well, because if those 2 Sheridans hunt down Tackles, oof. I feel for Tackles. He will be burnt to a crisp. And let's see. 46 seconds left to go. Whoop, whoop. Honestly, Spit said earlier tonight that he would hope that they would give us games to set the stream on fire. And to be fair, I think they definitely delivered that. Absolutely loving this. I'm just basically, I hate that I can't show you everything that is happening. I'm definitely not a professional camera woman. But yeah. 10 seconds. Countdown clock has begun. And we're going to go into the game. Potentially the last one of the evening. And then we'll see. Now we have Serenity heading... Oh, look at the sky, it's so beautiful. Serenity heading towards the A area. With Tackles going for a cheeky spot, but he might have to be careful there. They do spot each other. Dark side is more towards the A area. Most of Serenity has been spotted. As opposed to... Oof. Them loses the first bit of HP there. Base A is being kept. Shots are being fired. They know that there were people there. Spit on the other side is responding to avoid the point difference going up too quickly. Kame loses a little bit of HP. But right now, Iqba will have the point advantage. Which means that it will be up to Serenity to do something. And Iqba stacked most of their tanks in their spawn. We have Warta all the way in the corner. 2 at the bunker and 1 in the front. And Psycho there as well. Blind shots are still being fired. Flightix has been spotted though. And with 2 Sheridans, they can bet their bums that base A will be protected. Dark side providing spots there. Is being shot at, but doesn't take damage for it. They just know that there's someone there, they just don't know where exactly he is. And they're shooting like the upper corner. Oh, look at those cross. This is one of the things that is fun. When you're spectating and you see those lines of fire. Base B has been taken. Spit, actually basically king of the bases here, is spotted. But is giving... Oof. Psychopath just took a hit there. But is giving Serenity the needed advantage. And now will be up to Iqba to make a move somewhere. The Sheridans are moving. And now we have Iqba stacking their tanks at A. But not completely. Dark side is overlooking the base C area. Spit is being fired on. But now the advantage is ever growing for Serenity as long as they've got 2 bases. And we have tackles arriving. Going for a spot there. And now we have Memkola and Kabanchik moving in. So that's one of the few Cyrillic words that I do know. Base C is being kept. Oh, Kabanchik! Taking massive hits there. But base C is being stolen, and that was what it was all about. We have Memkola basically defending Kabanchik there. Dark side losing HP. Base C is still theirs. They're not getting away with capping it. But they are trying again. And 2 Sheridans versus 1 tank. Means lots of HP potentially lost there. Varta going for the base. They're at 940 points. As long as they stay in the base, then Serenity is not getting points. And that is what it is all about. That is what they want. There goes Kame though. They need 1 more kill. Da Silva. Oof, Memkola goes down, and there's again. That's the game for Serenity. Oh my god though. Honestly. Guys, what are you doing to me? These games are just epically close, and I'm sad the matchup is over, because these were beautiful. So tactical. Not actually... To be fair, Iqba seems a bit like off balance. And I think by absorbing that first game where they tried to do the pushing thing, I think they threw Iqba off. And they just didn't recover since then. Beautiful games all around. That was a joy. Let's see how this has gone for the rest. They're probably all still going, to be honest. Yeah, that's all still going. Like I said, I'm not going to wait for all the matches to be over. Not tonight. There's not real point to it because there's no pressure just yet. So, for me, this was it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Nearly a fraction of how much I enjoyed it, because then you would have had a lovely time. Thank you all for watching. Mutsu, I sincerely hope you feel better soon. And thank you so much for moderating my chat. And I hope everyone has a very lovely evening. Thank you all for watching. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow for the next set of round robin games. Have a good night. Bye bye.